Hello, welcome to round one with Kiki Evo Chord. I think this hand is on the would have been fine to keep in Kiki Chord level, so I think I'm okay with this. Delta. This can still get a basic. I would like to use the land that I think I want a Hollowed Fountain. Gives me the most mana diversity. So I want to use the dual land in my hand that's, I can not take 2 damage to play this untapped. So I want to, not eliminate the 2 damage I like going to have to take later by playing a untapped Rav duel. And in this case, I played this one over the Temple Garden. I'm going to play the Forest relatively soon. And as a result of that, I want the blue mana to be untapped later without taking the damage. Just casting this wall, playing the basic Forest. That I guess it's actually possible that this should have fetched the basic Plains. So I didn't think about that. I guess I do want double green early, but my thought with the basic Plains is actually that if I draw Magus of the Moon next turn, I'd have my white mana through Magus if I had fetched basic Plains here, and I could have cast or played the Forest later. I did kind of want to save this though. I was initially thinking I might need another red source for this or something like that. Well, we've just continued to draw lands. I guess I do need triple green in the end game for this Kitchen Finks. I'm not casting that into open mana. They might just have a Terminate or something silly. I guess that's also not the end of the world that my opponent traded a Mana Leak for my Kitchen Finks instead of an actual expensive creature. So now I have access to Lightning Bolts off of a Snapcaster. It is kind of awkward how soft this deck is to Mana Leak. I am kind of interested to see if that's actually a problem for Eldritch Revolution, is like remans and Mana Leaks and things that really punish you for your investment. Though those things could use a boost in Modern in general. Tassiger. That happening that early is kind of problematic. So I can chord for 2, which doesn't feel like enough. I can get, I don't want Selfless Spirit, Spellskite. I guess I could get like a Voice and then Kiki it. I don't mind that idea. Doing this now, I think Voice Kiki it is actually pretty good here. Especially because I think the thing I'm most afraid of, especially just given the way my opponent set up their graveyard, is they exiled the Mana Leak instead of the Lightning Bolt, which kind of implies to me that they want to snap Mana Leak on me, and this plays around that the best. Yeah, I'm not going to block that. We have to play the Mountain next turn. Boo. Guess I'm okay running the Kiki Jiki out there. Especially because my opponent has now tapped out of Flashback Mana Leak range. If they didn't mana leak my cord for 2, I'm pretty sure they don't have it. So we're casting that first main so that we get to attack for an extra damage here. And we're going to use it on the Wall of Omens so that we draw a card. We're going to do that on our opponent's upkeep. We want to lock their mana down. I'm not really afraid of anything that costs 4 mana, I think. And if they kill the wall in response, whatever. If they had a kill spell, they should have used it on my main phase. Specifically my second main phase. So if this... Yeah, so they're making me discard a card. So now I get to keep the Wall of Omens token and block. It's just a really weird thing with the way end of turn works with Kiki. I don't need anything colored mana-wise. This is just worse than the Temple Garden, right? Yeah, so I'm just going to discard that. Yeah, so that's just something worth noting against Kiki. The sacrifice the creature, add end of turn trigger. If you activate it on an end step, the creature stays around till the next end step. So that is something you can do with it is like EOT, make a copy of something, untap, and then on the next turn make a copy of it and have 2 attackers. But there's just like weird little things like that where you can activate it on end steps to get guaranteed blockers. Like you cast Kiki, you are worried about your opponent destroying the target in response, so you can pass to your end step and then their opponent's tapped out or whatever. Target the thing with Kiki, make the copy, and then it's just around during your opponent's turn to block. So I think I want to Evo with Mana Leak mana up. I think I was supposed to get Pia and Kieran. Wish I had something that gave me a little more value. That's actually the wrong mana to tap. I want to tap this so that I have Pia and Kieran mana available. Oh, I should actually... I want to get Witness. I don't want to get Magus. My opponent's, shutting my opponent's mana off into red is not super good. But if I get Witness, I can Cord. Actually tapped slightly wrong here for that, but I don't think it's the end of the world. So Stomping Grounds to fetch, so that's fine. Yeah, let's get Witness. And, ooh, I can Witness back Kiki too? This is actually interesting. If the Witness dies, though, then I have no good Kiki targets. So let's just get Cord. Because my opponent can now keep me off Cord. We're short of being able to attack through the Tassiger. My opponent activates Tassiger. What do I do? I think I just get another Witness onto the battlefield. Get back the Cord again. I can also get back Kiki in that spot. No, then I don't have... Then it gets a little weird. Cord for 2. I don't think cording for 2 is good enough. I think I need to dream big with this Cord. I can't Cord, so I'm F6ing. Yeah, I'm going to take that damage. Just get Revel Arc. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah. Do this now so my opponent doesn't have Snap Leak mana up. They've kind of demonstrated they don't have another mana leak in their hand. Well, that is unfortunate that they drew it then. So, I don't think I was ever going to get to the point where I was going to do that. So I should do this now so I can't get mana leaked on that as well. Yeah, there wasn't really a way for me to get to casting that chord for that much mana through a mana leak, so it's fine what happened. They're probably Tasigur flooded, actually. That might be an issue. The amount of nothing they've done. Yeah, just based on everything that had resolved previously, I thought they did not have an actual mana leak up until that point. I don't think there's any reason to not extend that. However, this other land, there is a reason, and it's that I want a Kolaghan's Command buffer. Going to 6 is not great. I'm okay with throwing away a creature to get another turn. Throw away the cheaper one. I can Evo this into a Revel Arc. Now 1 mana short of that. Again, no reason to play that into Kolaghan's Command. I was hoping my opponent would blink on activating the Tasigur. Fine with continuing to throw away these. One mana up versus 0 when I chord for that is, I think, irrelevant. I guess I could just chord for 6. Maybe I just get Rurik Thar here. I don't really know how my opponent beats Rurik Thar if I get Rurik Thar. And we did it this way. I guess I could have gone for Revel Arc. Yeah, I'm gonna get. This is the Snapcaster Mage that my opponent's been pretty clearly signaling the whole game. Yeah, so we knew that would happen. I did it this way, going for Thar. I guess if I wasn't going for Rurik Thar, if I was going for Revel Arc, I could have tried to resolve this before blocks, but I just wanted to get my block in there, especially like if I'm tapping out to go for Rurik Thar. Just not gonna matter too much. Yep, all my stuff is dead. That's bad. Not dead yet. Can still draw Revel Arc. And Rurik Thar theme just seems absolutely absurd. Oh. Yeah. I don't think... Well, that's certainly not good enough. Can I draw anything there? I don't really think so. So we want to go pretty fair here. Path to Exile's good. Thragtusk's good. I think Thrun is good even if it doesn't break a defending Tasigur. Don't really want Fulminator. Even though Eidolon shuts down Snapcaster, I'm not huge on it. Really don't like the idea of boarding in a card that forces me to only play one spell a turn against a deck that plays counterspells. I don't really like Scavenger Ooze against the Delve decks. I think it's just too much mana to effectively get anywhere with. I'm not huge on Negate. just like lines up awkwardly against a few things. Plus, like all their spells are 1-for-1, so it doesn't. It fights very specific things like Anger of the Gods well, but trading like 1-for-1 for a 1-for-1 is whatever. It's better to not have a conditional negate when they slam their Tasigur. Not huge on Magus in this matchup. Though I guess I can just... The real issue is that I think this matchup is not a... I don't even know if I'm trying... I'm saying this matchup's not about Magusing people, but I'm not even sure that's true. So I dislike Spellskite because of Kolaghan's command, so that card should just go right on out. Archmage is still fine. All the Mana Dorks are fine. Path is fine. Wall of Omens is not the hottest thing on the block, though it is a creature that sacrifices and gets value for Evo. I think I want to board out like either a Chord or an Evo. Probably an Evo. I don't think early Evoing is super important in this matchup, and not going down a card is. I still want the Kiki. Let's leave in the Magus. Let's cut the Selfless Spirit. It's kind of just a dork. It's just going to die to something and not really get me anywhere. The only thing, again, it does is just protect Magus, which, whatever. I can get behind this. Dork Wall, Glenelundra with mana up, or Pia and Kieran. It is kind of obnoxious that I don't have Steam Vents to kind of fork this. I'm going to play this first. I want to think about... I want another turn of information as to what I fetch with that. And... guess doesn't matter which one I play. I want to play the Noble first because it's the one I'd actually... I care less about it dying with my mana split in this hand. I want my birds to cast the Pia and Kieran here. Because this is about to happen. Oh. Huh. Let's draw our card before making our land decision. So I think this wants to get a red. I think I'll just take the damage too. So maybe we want a... I really don't like a Scalding Tarn in the Court of Calling deck. I already have a Hallowed Fountain, and like those are the two super marginal colors. It might be better than Basic Mountain, but I find that kind of hard to believe still. This looks like my opponent's leaving up Mana Leak mana. I'll save doing anything for now. Mana Leak's really good against my deck. I think I'm just supposed to let my opponent leak. I'm not going to have something countered by Mana Leak here. They're probably fetching another red source to kill my Mana Dork with. They're going to go Mana Leak, kill a Mana Dork. I'm going to fetch green blue. It gives me 3 green lands for Chord. Mana for everything else. I don't need the second red source, probably. We'll see what they kill with Grim. Okay, new plan. I'm going to fetch the second red source. And it's green again because of Quarter Calling. That changes things a little bit. I can path here. My opponent can't ping down the Pia or the Mana Dork. I'm okay walling up then and doing the path thing. I want to main phase it so my opponent can't like... Oh, wow, that makes this so much better. That was a very lucky draw. I know I have a backup path for whatever their next creature is. Even though it does... I'm now in the Snapcaster Mana Leak range, which is kind of awkward, but these creatures weren't doing anything against Mana Leak anyways. Maybe that means I was supposed to just slam one into the first Mana Leak so that the creature that is the best against later Mana Leaks is still in my hand. I just was hoping my opponent would go for a Birds of Paradise kill or, you know, anything on my end step. This is a reasonable follow-up. What am my opponent took out 2 Wall of Omens and a Noble Hierarch with the Damnation. That's not a very good Damnation. That was basically the Flame Jab of Damnations. Deal 1 damage to my 1 toughness creature. Congrats. This split's kind of awkward in terms of the mana. I'll have to think a little about how to resolve that. Yeah, that might be an issue, is that Archmage, if you don't have your Mana Dorks online, is kind of difficult to activate and use. Without Steam Vents. Yeah, I didn't need those anyways, you know. Just 2-2 beats from Mom and Pop over here. It's going to take this home. Realistically, with my opponent at 13, it's actually not far off. Boo, I needed that Path to Exile. I guess I was supposed to attack first, but I don't think my opponent's going to spew a Lightning Bolt on a 2-2. I got really afraid for a second. I thought there was just like... what I don't know what 1 mana counter there is there. There's not like... Yeah, all the counters cost 2. But I got scared. Because I couldn't think about what my opponent was doing until the Thought Scour actually appeared on the screen. Cletus. Ugh. Keep forgetting that's a Magic card. I keep playing decks that lose to Cletus and then just kind of being like, oh, yeah, I lose to Cletus and there's nothing I can do. Happened the last 2 Pro Tours, this deck, just too many things. Cletus is just really, really, really good. And thankfully, my opponent has not cast that card yet. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. My opponent left the Cletus in their graveyard. I guess they're trying to get Cletus back. Yeah, you can have irrelevant counterspell right now. That's better than giving them Electrolyze. I guess they have the onboard recursion here. I thought there was going to be a Kolaghan's Command returning Kalitas in the near future. That was really the play I was afraid of. I think I'm okay. This race is not great for me, but I think I just have to get into it. Okay. I'll have a blue mana up. Evo. So I know they have the Counter Squall. So I want to send with both. Alright, I guess I can't attack with that one anymore because it's been returned. Guess I just make sure I don't tap the breeding pool, but sack this. I can counter the counter squall. Do I get Lark here? Lark is probably the best thing, right? Like, I don't think Tusk quite stands up to the same level of stuff. And my opponent is able to terminate through Rurik Thar. I guess I could Thrum with regen mana up seems worse than Larking. That actually true? I guess my opponent had a good chance to use a Terminate. I guess they just used a Terminate to take out the Archmage. This is really tough. Witness path is like a pretty marginal line. Leaves my opponent up a ton of cards, and I just have a 2-1. Magus does nothing, Finks does nothing, Ruster does nothing. It's really between Thragtusk, Revelark, and Rurik Thar. See, the thing about Revelark is if I get Revelark, it just kind of sits there, and my opponent doesn't have to do anything about it, and they can just Tassiger up to a big hand, and I'm just like on me to top deck. I like Rurik Thar forcing the action at least. Yeah, so opponent goes to 1. I probably get bolted after this attack. I didn't? I'm not dead. I don't think in that spot Revelark really saves me either. Yeah, playing against Mana Leak did not feel good. But that had less to do with Eldritch Evolution, because this card's actually reasonable to cast through a Mana Leak. It had more to do with the fact that my deck is just full of a bunch of 4s. So it might be correct to build down the curve a little bit to hedge against that if people move that way.